Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Good Evening Nigeria. My name is Richard Agbolo. It is no longer news that Nigerian properties are being seized abroad by a Chinese firm who is into a legal battle with the Ogun State government for a reason that Ogun State government has refused to pay the firm $75 million as damages for revoking contracts the Chinese firm had with Ogun State government way back in 2016. However, this Chinese firm was magnanimous enough to have released one of the private jets to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is on his way to France now to have a meeting with the French president, Emmanuel Macron. But before we continue this discussion, let's take a look at what Nigerians actually say regarding this issue on the social media. This is Queen B, and she says, at this rate that Tinubu is borrowing, soon China will confiscate Nigeria. Is it Tinubu that is borrowing or what? But I think we are actually missing the whole issue. If you take a look at this comment, it's either they are insulting Tinubu or Dapo Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State. Now, to set the record straight, Tinubu and Nigeria government is not the one owning this Chinese firm, and Dapo Abiodun is not the governor who did what is affecting Ogun State. Now, this whole issue happened when Buhari was the president of Nigeria and Ibikule Amosun was the governor of Ogun State. Now, I'll give you a brief analysis of what actually transpired. In 2001, the Nigerian government signed a bilateral treaty with the Chinese government. Now, this bilateral treaty was to enable free movement of goods and services between China and Nigeria without the interference of the customs services. Now, in 2007, the government of Ogun State, under the leadership of Gbenga Daniel, decided to sign an agreement with a Chinese company called Gandon. Now, this agreement was to open a free trade zone in Ogun State, and the free trade zone was named Ogun Gandon Free Trade Zone. And in that agreement, the Gandon company, which is a Chinese company, was to own 82% of stake as well as full ownership of the management control of the free trade of the Ogun Gandon Free Trade Zone in Ogun State, while the Ogun State government was to provide the 10,000 hectares of land for that free trade zone as well as own the remaining 80% stake in the free trade zone. Now, what is free trade zone? The free trade zone, like I said, 10,000 hectares of land. That land was to house different manufacturing companies, production and manufacturing companies. As at when Daniel Gbenga was leaving office in 2011, about 56 companies, manufacturing and production companies, were already starting in that place, employing thousands of people from Ogun State. Then in 2011, after the general election, Ibikule Amosun became the governor of Ogun State. And in 2012, he brought another company called the Junction Fushen. It's also another Chinese company. He brought this company and gave them 2,000 hectares out of that 10,000 hectares to open an industrial park. You see, he was already violating the agreement between the Gandon and, of course, the former governor Gbenga Daniel. But those people did not say it. Now, I don't know what now happened, that his relationship with this company he brought got sour. That in 2016, he terminated the agreement between him and Junction Fushen and arrested the executives, detained them for 10 days, depriving them of food and water. Now, after 10 days, those people secured their bail and traveled out of the country. They went to the International Arbitration Court in the UK and filed a case against the Ogun State government. Now, the International Arbitrary Panel found the Ogun State government guilty of violating that 2001 bilateral agreement between Nigeria and China, and then they fined Ogun State government approximately $60 million US, as well as $75,000 moral damage for the Junction Fushen, plus other arbitration charges. Everything I rounded up to be $74.5 million US, which the Ogun State government was supposed to pay. Since then, Ogun State government refused to pay that money. They've been dribbling the company around everywhere. So we decided that they'll go to countries where Nigeria have properties, seek court order to seize Nigeria properties, so that Ogun State government will be forced to pay them back. That was what happened. So they came to France. On getting to France, they got an order from a court in France to seize properties belonging to Nigeria government. And unfortunately for Nigeria government, two of our private jet, presidential jets, was in Paris for routine servicing. And of course, the new jet that they bought secretly was also there, so they have to seize those jets. And they've applied to seize Nigeria properties in several other countries, which are still on due course. Now, the Nigerian government is now coming out to play victim, like these people wants to play us. Now, the person who have put Nigeria and Ogun State in this issue is actually Ibikule Amosun.